I love making cards for the holidays, and especially pop-up cards, sure to delight the recipient and be displayed throughout the holiday season. Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Hashik, and I've been a huge fan of Karen Burniston's pop-up dies for years. And in this video, I am sharing many pop-up cards for Halloween and Christmas. Halloween is right around the bend, so I made my first two cards for that holiday. But of course, these pop-up dies can be used for any season or reason. The new Label Charm pop-up die set is so easy to work with, and this card came together in no time at all, using many of the new dies from the newest release at Karen Burniston. Now, of course, all the details on all the cards shown will be on my blog, and links to those blog posts and the products featured are in the description box. So this is the front. This back here is one of the new dies, and then when you open it, it is a Label Charm pop-up card. So this piece here twists, and you can see it on the inside, and then you can see this fun guy here and this bat. I'm going to sign it there, and there's another one of the new dies. This is a mini slimline size, which I love to make. So isn't that fun? I know I'm going to be making more of that die for other holidays. Now here's another Halloween card I made with a very simple front. Just put a old Tonic Studios word there, which I love for the Halloween, and a pop-up, easy pop-up there. And then when you open it, as usual, most of the magic in Karen Burniston's die sets are on the inside. So I took the new Fireplace pop-up die set, which I will say is my favorite from the new release. You can make all sorts of different fireplace scenes, and I made a Halloween one. I will admit that can you see how those hands in there are hanging down, those ghoulish hands? That idea I totally copied from Karen Aiken of the Karen Burniston design team. There is a die in this set. It is the boots there, and they hang down as if Santa's coming down the fireplace. But you can trim those off and hang just about anything you might want through that part of the die. And I put those hands hanging down, and then I used some of her older die sets, but also some of the new ones to make that very cool scene. These add-on dies that came in the newest release shows that you can make fireplace scenes for any season. This one, of course, is for Christmas. I'm going to make a scene with you, and I'm going to use the stockings and the holly sprig from this. And then this Fireplace Extras 2 has a clock and all sorts of things. I'm going to use this basket and the logs in my scene that I'm creating, but you can see that you could make fireplace scenes for any season of the year. So I love it when there's more than one use for a die set. But I'm going to make a special Christmas pop-up fireplace card with you in this video, showing step by step so you can see that it's not difficult to make a fireplace scene card. Now, I am one of 8 siblings, and each Christmas my mom hung each of our stockings with love. So I'm going to make a card with those memories for each of my brothers and sisters. So you can see in this die set, there is one main apparatus die, and you cut out one of those. There is a fireplace front with bricks that get embossed, and you can add some ink, as I did, just to bring out that embossing and make those bricks look very cool. This piece here, you actually cut twice. You make a hearth in the front, hearth, is that how you say that? And you also use it for the mantle. Then you also cut an extra piece about 2 by 2 or so that goes behind the fireplace. Then there is this piece here. I'm going to show you how to use that to kind of animate either the flames in the fireplace or something on top of the mantle. So that's the pieces in the die set. So I'm going to start with a 5.5 by 5.5 card base. All the card bases should be top folding. You can also make an A2 size as long as it's top folding, or I've seen many slim lines. The fireplace mantle is 4.25 wide, so you do need it a little bit wider. Did I say you could do an A2? I think you need it a little wider than an A2. Sorry about that. But a square one of any size, as long as it's a little bit bigger than 4.25 wide, or I guess you could probably trim this down if you really wanted an A2 size. But I'm going to do a square card. As you can see, I've already put the 8 stockings on there. I didn't think you needed to watch while I did that, but there were 5 of us girls and 3 of us boys, so my mantle is ready to go. So this is a 5.5 inch square card base. I did it out of lighter weight cardstock because you do, in most cases, cover all the pieces here. I put a very pretty piece of designer paper on there. This is an older Karen Burniston die that has a shadow, and I did the eclipse look for that, and that's just one of my favorite things to do. On the inside, you're making a scene, so all the ones that I saw had like a wood base, if you have that, and then something for here that's like a wallpaper. So I chose this pretty designer paper, and then I put a the holly across the top there with some bows, and that's from one of the add-on sets because I thought it just needed something pretty up there. So that is ready to go. So this is the main apparatus piece, and there are score lines on there, and all the inside score lines here you're going to fold up. And this is also out of a lighter weight of cardstock, is what Karen Burniston. And then these outside ones here, they need to go down. But to find them, it's easier just to put them up and then put them down. And then there's one here. And one here. So these inside ones you fold up, and the outside ones you fold down. Now if you're going to do the hanging boots or something, you would put them on now through these holes here, but I'm not going to do that on the card that I am creating with you today. So on the inside of the card, this is just like a rectangle piece that becomes the hearth. That's how you say it, right? Hearth. And I just have some two-sided adhesive on the back here. Of course you can use glue too. I tend to use glue when it's necessary, but if I don't have to sit and wait for it to set up, then I don't. That's just kind of what I do. So right up to the centering it, and right up to the fold there. And then this piece here is just going to go in the center here, and that just means that you can't see the wallpaper through the fireplace, which would be, you know, not real. You know, you wouldn't see wallpaper through a fireplace. So you just cut an extra piece. I did mine about 2 by 2, and you put that in the center here. So those are ready to go. I have cut out this front of the fireplace, and I highlighted the embossed bricks with some distress ink. And I have cut out the mantle and folded it. The wider edge after being scored goes on the back. Ask me how I know that, because I did it wrong, and I did it this way, and then the top of the fireplace wasn't covered. So this is the top, and this is what comes down. And again, I put the 8 stockings on there for one of each of my siblings, and that is ready to go. So I am going to, oh yeah, the next step is to make a box out of this. So I have a piece of two-sided adhesive strip here. Sometimes those are really easy to come off and sometimes they don't, so I'm going to use a pokey. Of course you can use glue. Again, when I can just use something that sets up very quickly, I do. Okay. This piece doesn't show it all, so it doesn't matter what color it is. Okay, so now let's think about this. Okay, we are going to apply glue. This is going on here. Let's think about this a minute. And yeah, like this, right? Yeah. So we're going to apply glue along here and here and attach this. And you line the legs up with the side of the fireplace and push to get that set. And then you push along here. I think I might have done something wrong. Let me figure it out. Okay guys, as you know, Karen Burniston has wonderful videos, and I always write them down, the instructions, as I'm watching them, and then of course I made one and it went perfectly well. What I wasn't paying attention to is these holes here have to be on the bottom when you're putting this together, because that's where those boots would hang down. So when you create the box, and I did just exactly, you have this box on the top and then you have these 2 legs coming down, and that's what attaches. So I need to put glue on here, and then on here. Okay. All right. So I am going to line the sides of the fireplace up with these legs. And then press down here. And then the fireplace will stand like that. This one keeps going crazy there. And wait while that sets up. Okay, and then what we're going to do is put the mantle on, and I do that by adding some glue up here. And then making sure that it is centered, because there's a little bit of mantle that comes out on both sides. I can press this and get that set up. And then I'm going to take this whole piece and flip it down, and I am going to use these feet here to attach it to, I'm going to put them straight right in the fold of the card. Okay, so I'm going to put some good strong glue. on those two tabs. And then line them up right to the fold and press down. And this is the part where I will admit sometimes I moved a little bit too fast. These really have to get set down good with the glue, and I can get impatient. So I'm going to let those set up, and I'm going to show you the rest of the pieces that I have ready to go. I have a rug that's going to go on here, and then I have a fireplace that I created with dies out of that set. I did 2 layers, like an orange and kind of a reddish one, and I put a log in front. And then I have cut one of the pieces. It looks like this. And Karen calls that an animating piece because we're going to put it in there inside the fireplace, and then we're going to attach the fireplace or the fire to that, and that's going to pop up when the whole mechanism pops up. Then I have some logs and a basket that I'm going to attach. And then on top of the fireplace, I have made many copies of this picture of my mom and dad, and I framed it. So again, this is going to be for my siblings, and I cut another one of those animating little rectangles, and that's going to go on top of the fireplace. So this should be set up so that these stay, and then I'm going to push this down and add glue to this piece here. And then I'm going to push this down and hold that for a second until that gets set up. You guys get impatient when your glue takes a while, and it does, but then of course it holds the best, right? But when I can use something else like glue dots, I do, but sometimes you just really can't. In the meantime, I'll get this ready to go. It's just an oval rug, and it's using some older dies, again from Karen Burniston, that have like a cross stitching on there, makes it look like a cool rug. And I had this pattern paper that kind of is Christmassy, but not too much, so I use that for that. This one I'm going to put a larger glue dot on to attach, which I have ready to go here. If I can get this piece off, right? Stick, stick, stick. Don't tear apart. Get it off your fingers. Okay, I think that's going to work. Alright, so this is now closing and opening and staying down. So let's put our rug on about there. And then I think we'll do the fireplace next. So what you do is you, I maybe should have done this sooner. Can I get in there? I think I can. You're going to put adhesive on this tab here and this tab here. And that's going to create like a little box. And then the front piece, which I've marked with a double X, so this has to be my bottom one. But anyway, the front piece is what's going to get it, the flames are going to get attached to. And I found that I wanted to use the same color for the log as this, because sometimes this piece shows a little bit. So I am going to put one glue dot on the bottom and one glue dot on the other side. And then this is going down. So then I'm going to put a glue dot on that one, and that's where the fire is going to be attached. So we stick this in. I know you guys probably can't see from that angle, but I gotta have it. Okay. And then we're going to create a little box. So we're going to put the other side, you can put it flat. I think, nope, I can't, because then it's going to stick it down in the bottom. Okay, so we're going to create a little box with the other side. If I can get it off my fingers. Okay, so now the box is, you see that little box in there? Okay, and now I'm going to take this and lay it flat and fold that whole thing down. And now the fireplace is, when you, my stockings are getting bent. I'll have to figure that out. When you put it down, the fireplace pops up. That didn't happen on another one I did. I'll have to figure that out so I can make these for my siblings. Then I have a little basket of logs, and I'm going to put there. Then I'm going to do that same animating feature with this one and with some more glue dots. So we're going to put one on the end and one on this end, and then one on the second one. So you put this one down to the fold, and then you make a little box with it and put that one to the back. And then I'm going to attach my mom and dad's picture there. Maybe I'll use this to get in there and attach it. Press everything down. So we have Merry Christmas, and then the fireplace scene pops up. I have that picture of my mom and dad and the 8 stockings, a beautiful hearth and rug, and the fireplace stands up and is a very cool scene. Now if you want to take this one step further, you could do what I did in this card. It has basically the same front, and then you open it up and you can see the scene with the stockings and the fireplace, but it says push here, and when you do, can you see that the fireplace lights up? Isn't that cool? I will admit I got that fun idea from another one of the brilliant designers on Karen Burniston's team. I added what's called easy lights, which I'll have a link in the description box, because they really are easy to work with. I followed instructions and put the battery pack underneath the rug, and then the wires go underneath the floor and come up behind the fireplace. She even put candles there, so she had her candles light up and her fire light up, which is very cool. But I knew I wanted my mother's and father's picture up there for another one for my siblings, so I put the light behind the fireplace. I had great fun making these cards, and I hope they inspire you to give some of the products and ideas a try. Thanks for watching, and stick around to watch the next video for more cards with Karen Burniston's dies.